apartment is twice as much as his apartment, they said. This is what George said to him. And Jerry can afford that. You know, at that point, it's sort of time for Jerry to move anyway. Like, if you can afford twice as much and you're in an apartment that you don't love, like he's complaining about how the water, I guess he told, I kind of giggled at that when he was like, if you want to take a shower, you got to go turn the shower on, go shopping at the supermarket, then come back, your shower will be ready. So if it's kind of a shitty apartment, you could afford a better situation. You know how I am. You got to set those goals higher. You got to fucking live to your means. Or no, I'm sorry, live beyond your means. So then you grow your means. I don't know if that's the way I meant it, but you know what the fuck I meant. He needs to up his fucking life right now. This is going to be the lesson for this week's episode. It's time to fucking move on. It's time to be a better version of yourself. It's why I have an Audi. It's why I take my family to Jamaica every year. It's going to happen this year. Don't you worry. It's going to happen.
When?
Well, if Biden doesn't close the fucking borders.
When? Because I've been waiting.
Oh, let's go.
I would like to go to Jamaica.
Pick the dates.
He does so much for me, but we haven't been to Jamaica yet.
I took the entire family to Jamaica last year.
We haven't been yet. I just haven't been yet.
But Jerry needs to take a page out of the Louis Gomez book. He needs to get himself into a nicer apartment. He needs to take this apartment. That's the problem with Jerry.
Beautiful apartment, too.
Beautiful apartment.
So how did you feel about George fighting with him about that apartment?
George is being a fucking bitch. What do you want me to say? So here's what happens.
Okay, go. Okay.
So George comes in and he's
before we get there, how did you feel about Kramer being his fault leaving the door open? What would the rattlesnake have reacted to?
I would have.
Harrington left your back door open. Your house gets robbed.
That's a very Harrington thing to do. To leave the door open.
I could see it happening. So easily. Harrington left the back door open.
I would dock his pay for the next 7 years because that's how much it would cost him to buy me a new TV.
Your Oculus is gone. The TV's gone. Podcast studio
My jerk-off goggles are gone.
Everything's gone.
What?
Jerry was very forgiving. I really...
Well, that's because he's
had a big heated fight, and then Jerry was so forgiving about that, and I was like, he can't even forgive me about a half a slice of pizza, but Jerry forgave Kramer. His whole house got robbed.
Let me tell you something, okay? Jerry, it doesn't matter for Jerry because Jerry is saving so much money on rent that he could afford a new TV, answering machine, leather jacket, all this other shit. Simple as that. I leave my door open all the time. For those of you guys that want to rob me, for everyone that wants to find my address and rob me. But if I go to the store, I leave my door open.
You're stupid. No.
When I leave my car door open anytime I go in anywhere. And I almost have an attitude of like, I fucking dare someone. I dare someone to try to steal my car. To
smash the window of your Audi looking for change or money or a credit card.
No, they don't have to smash the window. I left the door open.
I'm just telling you, they don't have to smash the window. I hear people in my neighborhood all the time. Oh, my window was smashed open. Guys, be careful. Don't leave.
You live in a shit neighborhood.
I do.
So if I were, that's why we need this fucking show to pick up. And maybe you guys.
Yeah, guys. Subscribe. Digital.
Yeah, use the promo code GWS. Get Jenny out of that shit neighborhood where people are smashing windows.
Guys, anybody need some sheath underwear?
They're not sponsors on the show.
My husband really wears them.
They're not sponsors on the show. You can't plug them for free.
The best underwear on earth.
All right, Sheath's just got a free ad. Go get Sheath underwear.
Yeah, Sheath.
This is all Jerry's fault. Once again, I noticed that everything that goes wrong in Jerry's life is because Jerry's a little bit of a beta cuck pushover. Okay, so even he starts having this argument with George over the apartment because George is like, if you don't want the apartment, I guess I can just take it. And Jerry's like, why? Do you want the apartment? He's like, no. I mean, if you don't, I would.
That's how Jewish people argue, though.
That's a Jewish argument.
That's a Jewish argument. Yeah.
Like in my mind, if I was Jerry, that would have never registered. I'm like, cool, George. Weirdo.
Figure it out. You should have took it.
Yeah, go find a fucking apartment, you fucking dork.
You've been sitting on this.
Jerry needs to level the fuck up, okay? And this is the thing in his career. He needs to start thinking like he's actually better than he is. Everyone does. Everyone needs to start setting higher goals. If you have an apartment or a house or a car that you fucking want, even if you say, hey, that would be a little bit of a struggle for me right now, make it a struggle. We're designed to hit goals. Jerry he's going to start working more weekends. He's going to start auditioning more. He's going to start selling more TV shows because he has this extravagant apartment, nice car, nice things. Start flying first class, Jerry. The problem with Jerry is he's too much, he's got to fucking have one foot on the ground at all times. And that's not the way to fucking
He's a realistic human being living in a realistic world and doesn't want to... Why does he want to go spend twice on the apartment When guess what? He can take the rest of that money. This is what Jewish people do. This is why they're rich. This is why they're
easy, Jenny. This is why they own the banks. This is why they control the media.
They control the world. Dummy. You take that money, you throw it in a bank. You put it in a savings account. You save up a little bit. Then when Jerry's ready to buy, he said, oh, hey, I was saving on rent for all these years. Now I have $100,000 saved. I can go put a down payment on my dream house, my dream apartment, my dream car.
Or he can get his dream apartment, his dream car, and then his body and mind can figure out the process and how to get there that much faster. It's just a different attitude. It's a different fucking way to look at life. And guess what? One is way more fun than the other because you can get hit by a fucking bus one day. And guess what? All that money in your savings account means nothing. Means nothing.
Not to my child. I imagine it would mean quite a bit to her.
Do you think she would rather have $100,000 than her fucking mom?
Of course not.
Your child, yes.
But
if I was your child, I would rather have $100,000 than you. But